What's up, Mob Crew? I'm Chris, and today's missing person case is Don. Also, today's person of interest is Olivia. Today's missing person case is Courtney. Hello? Oh, nothing more creepier than a freaking shit. Hello? What's up, everybody? Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Before we get started, I have a sponsor for today's show, so I'm going to quickly play that, and then we'll get the show started. Mob Crew and friends, are you prepared for the widespread food shortages ahead? Farmers have been warning us for months, but are we listening? They say it's beyond their control, especially with the fertilizer crisis. Bottom line, food shortages will be a harsh reality very soon. That's why you should get ready now with emergency food from My Patriot Supply. And good news, today you'll save 20% on their 3-month food kit. These kits provide delicious, easy-to-make breakfasts, lunch, dinner, snacks, drinks for one person for 3 solid months. Get one for each member of your family while you're able to save 20% during this timely sale. Remember, My Patriot Supply is the nation's largest preparedness company with millions of families already protected. These 3-month food kits, which average 2,000 calories a day, are in stock and ready to go. Your order ships fast and free and arrives in unmarked boxes. Go to preparewithwww.preparewiththemobcrew.com. Those who know what's coming are already prepared. Are you? Prepare with www.preparewiththemobcrew.com. Thank you so much. All right, so shout out to My Patriot Supply for sponsoring today's show. So I am Chris with Monsters Under Our Bed. I cover murder, mystery to the paranormal, and today is the day. Well, yesterday was the day, but I can't believe we're finally at this point. It's a surreal moment. Let's hope this is the guy. I guess we can't get too ahead of ourselves, but we'll go over all the new info that's come out about this Richard Allen guy. But before we get started, I always like to feature the missing real quick, so I'll quickly do that, and then we'll get started. And also, if you guys can hear me, can you put a 1 in the chat? Last time I went live, I had some mic issues. So I just want to make sure everybody can hear me okay. And thank you so much, Elbows Mom, for being a member for 5 months. Thank you for all your work on this case. Thank you so much. It's an honor. Okay. So before we get started, let's see. Let's clear that. You got Tom N. Thank you, buddy. The 20. Ooh, I might need to slow down chat. The $20 million Bell makes me believe he is definitely the guy. KK Bell was 200K. This is the guy. Tom N is convinced. Thank you so much, buddy, for your support and the $20. That really helps. Yeah, that's a big $20 million. That's a big bell. Ooh. Okay, so for the missing, we have Zoe Moss. She's just 6 years old, 3'8", 50 pounds, light brown hair with blue eyes. She was last seen with this Vanessa Gutschall. They were last seen in the area of Eastward Elementary School in Downingtown, Chester County at 6:10 p.m. on October 25th. Police believe the child may be at special risk or harm or injury. There is a vehicle that is also in question that is with the license plate so that's Pennsylvania KXR 3699. It's a Volkswagen Jetta gray 2016. So this looks like an abduction. So if anybody sees either of these two or the car, please call 911 or 610-633-8810. And one more real quick here. This is Peyton Gordon, who was last seen on August 16th in 2000 of this year in Cleveland, Ohio. There's not much information, but I will try to put some more information into the description at the end of the show. But he's a missing 16-year-old boy from Cleveland, Ohio, went missing on August 16th. So anybody in Cleveland, please be on the lookout for Peyton. All right. Okay, so $1 for every million towards his laugh out loud. There you go. Thanks, buddy, for the $20. That's awesome. Let me make sure. And Melissa Sal, thank you so much for becoming a member. That's so awesome. So, okay, I think we got caught up here. Okay. All right, let's get on to Richard Allen and who he is for what we know, what's out there. So this is Richard Allen. He is 50 years old. Now his height is in question. We'll kind of talk about that in a little bit because there are two places where one says he's 5'4", and there's another one where it says he's 6 foot, which I thought was kind of interesting because it's almost 2 inches below the 5'6" to 5'10" and 2 inches above the 5'10", that the BG, suspected height is. So I think that's kind of interesting that he's either too short or too tall. So apparently he's at 180 pounds. I've seen, I think, 190 in another place, but we'll look into that a little bit down the road. He has blue eyes. When he was younger, here's kind of a younger picture. Looked like he had short, dark brown hair. And now he's got, mustache and a goatee that looks a little more gray now. But I'm assuming, younger days he had the dark brown hair. So what's interesting is his address is just 5 minutes away from the Monon High Bridge. So his address is right here at this Whiteman Drive. Make sure you guys can see it. So right here. And all you would have to do is just go up here. And the Monon High Bridge is right here. Or you could actually even just take this road right here and come up. And this takes you to the private driveway that goes kind of under the bridge. And we'll pull up Google Earth a little bit later, and I'll show you one of the paths that he could have done. So he lived at this residence, from what I understand, from December 1st, 2006 to current. So he's been there for, what would that be, 16 years, right? 16? Yeah, 16 years. Got a little fly in front of me. So he was born on September 9th, 1972. Here's just some information from Carroll County. He does have an alias that he would go by, which is Craig Ross Renfro. I hope I pronounced that right, which is interesting.
I've also seen he goes by either Ricky Allen, or I think it's Rich Allen. I know Ricky Allen and one more. I'll have to look that up. I think I have it somewhere. Tom Ann says, bad math. $1 for every 10 million towards his bail. Laugh out loud. I've looked into the fake alias Craig. I can't find much on that. Yeah, I kind of was looking at that as well. It's kind of interesting. I'm sure something will pop up though. We look hard enough. Thanks so much, buddy, for the $20. You're so awesome. So moving on. So here's a picture of him at a bar. I think so. And he, from what I understand, is he doesn't have, or either he got rid of his Facebook page, but his wife, if I can talk right, had her Facebook page up, but it was actually just recently. I mean, it was up this morning, but it was recently taken down within the last 2 or 3 hours. So it's not up anymore, which doesn't surprise me. I'm sure I would assume she probably didn't know. He does also have a daughter. Obviously, we're not going to name the daughter's name or show any pictures of the daughter or wife, out of respect, because they probably did. This is probably a guy that's like a psychopath, like BTK killer, that can just you know have a normal life and then be able to do this heinous crime, which is crazy. So here is, and I don't know if this is coming from his license, because you renew your license every so many years. So here's one where he had his height at 6 feet and 165 pounds. And then down here is which is, I'm not sure which one's the more recent one. This might be the more recent one, but it says his height is 5'4" with 180 pounds. So kind of interesting. you know. Tom N says, I found a Craig Ross Renfro linked to North Carolina. North Carolina, interesting. I'll have to take a look into that. Tom has been doing, shout out to Tom, and my mods and everybody. Tom has been doing a lot of work behind the scenes to give me some details along with Jennifer. So shout out to her, and Tom for helping me out. So this is kind of what went down. So there was a search warrant for this address at 1967 Whiteman Drive. It was executed on October 17th. So that was 2 weeks ago, on a Monday, by Carroll County detectives, at the residence of Richard Allen and Kathy Allen, his wife. The residents were present, and the vehicle, a silver pickup truck, was taken by law enforcement. Neighbors recall multiple law enforcement officers leaving with multiple items from the home and digging in the flower beds of the home. And then it looks like, so I guess they were doing, their search warrants and checking the yard in between these 2 weeks. And then they picked him up on Friday, the 28th. And that's when all the news went down yesterday, about this Richard M. Allen. Yeah, we might have to take a look into that for sure, the Craig Ross. But not a Renfro. But not. Okay, so Craig Ross, but not the Renfro. Interesting. Okay. So this is interesting, because I've seen two different ideas on this. So it right here, I took a screenshot of this. It says breaking. A government source confirms this is a state issued photo of Richard Allen arrested in connection to 2017. So I believe when I first read this, I thought that meant like this is his driver's license is just the photo of his driver's license. But I've also seen another one where it's the same picture and it says that's his mugshot. So I'm not sure if this is the mugshot or a driver's license. Rainy Days member for 6 months. That's so awesome. Justice for Abby and Libby. Thank you, Mob Crew. Thank you so much, Rainy Days, for your support. It's so awesome. So moving on, I was able to get his VIN number for his vehicle. So he owns a silver Dodge Ram 1500 4x2 3.6 liter 2013. This just kind of shows 6-cylinder transmission type and all this stuff. But so this is not the actual vehicle, but this is what it would look like. This is the same exact vehicle, just not the actual vehicle. But this is what he drove, which is interesting because we've heard a lot of things about trucks. As far as it always seems like it was either a white or red and a truck when it comes to the CPS building. Miss Dog Lover says, I wonder if law enforcement found a souvenir from the crime scene. Yeah, possibly. It makes you wonder if I wonder what they found at his house to have them so convinced to arrest him. So this is where it gets really crazy. Now, obviously, it's a small town, so it was going to be more than likely that the family or somebody had run into this guy at some point in between these 5.5 years. So Richard worked at the CVS store, which is just 5 miles from the Monon High Bridge, and not 5 miles, 5 minutes from the Monon High Bridge, and about 5 minutes from his home, real close. He is a licensed pharmacy technician, so he worked at the behind the counter as a pharmacy technician. Different spelling, Renfro and not Renfro. Renfro, but not Renfro. So without the T. Interesting. One thing I would like to mention, it's not cool that there are people getting on his wife's Facebook and harassing her by angry emojis on. Yeah, because I mean, it's most likely they had no idea. That's how, just like BTK, the wife and the daughter had no idea. Thank you so much, buddy, for the $10. I just saw something I wanted to read. Demonic cult stuff in his basement? I heard. I have not heard that, Chicago. Interesting. I'm sure there'll be a lot of rumors, maybe some true, some false, but interesting. Oh, yeah. So this is what's crazy. So when he was working at the CVS store, Becky Patty, who is the grandmother to Libby, actually went to this CVS to get her the posters of this sketch printed off, and he was the one that supposedly helped her. And after he printed them up, she asked him how much. He said no charge. So how crazy is that? The person who is printing out your composite sketches is the guy that was actually the killer. I mean, now, of course, everybody's innocent until proven guilty. So, we have to kind of be careful. But if this does turn out to be BG, that is really crazy. Rita Scott says, you've done a great job covering this case. Straight, unbiased presentations. Thank you so much, Rita. Yeah, I take a lot of pleasure in doing like different scenarios and experiments. So thank you. That means a lot to me. Thank you so much for the $9.99. I don't know why I'm losing my voice here. Some of you may know I've been gone for a week. I meant to mention this before we got started here, but I was actually, the reason I haven't gone live for a whole week is because I couldn't really talk about what I was doing. Is I was actually working with helping finding Dylan Rounds, and I actually got to work with EquiSearch, and I can't talk too much about it right now just because I still have to talk to Candace before I can release certain details. But anyway, long story short, I was out there for a whole week, well, 6 days in the middle of the desert with EquiSearch with drones, trying to find Dylan. It was a big operation. They had other things out there, and we'll talk more about that down the road. But I've got a lot of footage, a lot of stuff for a regular video, and a lot of stuff for the members. So, Leo Girl, thank you so much for becoming a member. That's so awesome. Thank you so much for the support. Okay. Okay, so moving on. But yeah, it's so crazy that she goes to the CVS and this is the guy that prints out. So here's a picture that's been circulating, which is crazy. Now, I've heard two different things because I've heard this picture is from the CVS break room, which to me makes a little more sense. But I've also heard this picture is at the JC Bar and Grill, which I guess they frequent a lot, which is real close to their home. So I'm not sure. It's tough. It doesn't really look like a bar. This looks more like a break room, in my opinion. And CVS employees have a red shirt. So could be he's got, he's in the break room. So I'm not sure. But what's interesting is, of course, here he is sitting. And what do you have in the background is the composite sketch of the young guy sketch. So, yeah, it's a trip. If he works for CVS, he doesn't have the right to say no charge. Very sketchy. Yeah, I mean, I could see it both ways just because, I mean, if it was just a normal employee, yeah. But yeah, I could kind of see both sides to that. Okay, SD says it's, okay, so it is the bar and grill? Okay, because I've heard this was the employee break room. So, interesting. But yeah, either way, here he is sitting 5 feet from the poster. John France says, "My understanding is that the store decided not to charge for the photos, not Ellen." Okay, yeah, I mean, that would make sense. I mean, you're helping out. They're, that would be a big story. It's a small town. I'm sure everybody knew about it, so I'm sure CVS would, wouldn't want to charge him for that. So that makes sense. So moving on. Richard Allen did have a concealed weapons permit, which doesn't surprise me. Just reading it here. Doesn't really say much about it, but I've always had the theory, and if there was a leak of the transcripts, which from the source that it came from, I do believe they are accurate. And that is that this transcript, when he was on the bridge, obviously we know there's more audio of, there's 43 seconds and we only hear just a little bit, but there was some, basically in the early investigation, the parents and some close family members got to sit down and listen to the 43 seconds. And then somebody interviewed, I think it was Libby or Abby's mother, and this guy had written down, basically built a transcript of what was said. And anyway, long story short, in the transcript that this guy talks about, there is a gun that is brandished, and the girls say, one of the girls says, "Hey, is that a gun? He's got a gun." So I think that just adds more weight to that. This guy controlled the two girls with a with some kind of pistol or something. What did he do for a job before CVS? I saw that he just got licensed as a vet tech in 2018. I'm still looking into that. So yeah, that's a good question, Amy, because he's lived at that residence since 2006. So, but I'm still when the background report that I got back, it unfortunately doesn't talk about his work history. Unfortunately. He's 5'4". I heard 5'7", 5'9". I think Megan, yeah, because obviously there's one he's listed at 5'4" and one he's listed at 6 feet. So I bet you he's somewhere in between. Okay, so here's just something I thought I would kind of take a screenshot. I'm not sure who exactly what the conversation, who the people are talking, but anyway, so it goes. Is it true? Is Abby and Libby's killer finally caught? Okay, I believe he is the one. My cousin called me last night. Abby's grandparents drive by his house every day on their way to town. They have they have talked to him at the pharmacy. God, wouldn't that be crazy if he was the pharmacy guy too? I mean, like if she had her pills, filled at that pharmacy. And he goes to the bar that Anna goes to, which is the mother of Abby, and works goes to the bar Anna goes to and works 8 hours sometimes. She's talked to him. He has to be a psychopath. So not only did the guardians of Libby interact with this guy, but it sounds like the mother of Abby has also ran into this guy. So that's so crazy. I mean, if the interviews, with even Anna, she says we've probably, most likely talked to this guy, which is just brings everything full circle. It's pretty wild. Um, no kidding. He just had to know who Anna was. He had to. What's weird, my friend and I went to the funeral and my brake booster went out of my car. I didn't have Eric or Diane's exact address, and I stopped at a house to see if the people knew where they lived. It was his house. The daughter answered the door. Gives me the creeps. So whoever's talking, I guess, ended up at that house sometime when shortly or at during the funeral. So that's pretty crazy. So yeah, here is his pharmacy thing. Oh, I missed. Sorry. True Crime Web. Average pool table height is. That's funny. Oh, that's funny. True Crime Web. You know what I wrote down? You guys probably can't see it, but anyway, yeah, right there, 29 to 31 inches. Yep, because I was gonna try to do an experiment with the pool table. Yes. It's an honor to have you in True Crime Web. Steve from True Crime Web is also going live at um 8 p.m. Eastern, correct? I think 8 p.m. Eastern. Um, Tom Ann says, I've heard they dug through an old fire pit in his backyard. I think they know exactly what kind of jeans he had on, and they found matching hardware from jeans in the burn pit. Ooh. Now that's weird because they talked about searching a fire pit at the old Kline's residence. Or not the old Kline's residence, but the grandparents' residence. That's interesting. I wonder if it was actually his residence that they did that at. Really weird. Nicola Ball, thank you so much for the $5 Euro super sticker. You're so awesome. And thank you, Tom, for the $10, buddy. Okay, trying to get caught up in here. Okay, so here is his pharmacy board, pharmacy technician license information. So yes, he did get his. I'm going to write this down. In February 21st of 2018. So almost. So 1 year and 1 year and 8 days after. Oh no, that'd be no, because that's 2000. Yeah, because 2017. Yeah, 1 year and 8 days after he became a pharmacy technician. That's pretty crazy. Let's see, make sure you guys can see that. So yeah, this says BG's mugshot. I don't know. Does that look like a mugshot to you guys? Or I think someone did they confirm that? That was a mugshot. This looks more like a ID. I don't know. Because like I said, I've heard both. So here's something that I think Becky posted yesterday. So she said, I guess I'm kind of at a loss. Every morning I get up, get my coffee, start looking for which photo will be the today is the day post because they do that every day. Now I sit here not needing to do it. Oh, that would be weird. Because at long last we have a face to go with our monster. I sit here wondering, now what? Where do we go from here? I realize our lives have again made a big change. We have a very difficult path to start down. It is a path we will gladly face, as we know each step taken is one step closer to our monster being convicted. Knowing that makes that walk so much easier. I want to thank everyone who has supported and prayed for our girls daily for 5.5 years, who never gave up, who grew to love them. I know they are smiling down on the world today, knowing it is now a little bit safer. Thank you. So, so maybe I wonder, that must have been from today, I guess, because obviously yesterday would have been today is the day. So today is the first time that she's not doing those posts. Yeah, I don't think he's 5'4". I think he purposely put that, you know, like that. There was a small old ground burn pit in his backyard. I seen the area where the pit was on one of the news channels updates. Ooh, maybe we'll take a look at that. A couple other things I want to look at, but yes, thanks, buddy, for the $5. Oh, hey, we got Gizla from Grizzly True Crime in the house. She also covers the Delphi case and all the other big cases. She does an amazing job, very thorough. Highly would recommend her. If you haven't subscribed, please go subscribe. She says, "Wow, after posting today's the day every day, yeah, no kidding, for 5 years and 8 months, it must feel so weird for Becky Patty now to break that routine and face the next steps in fighting for justice for the girls. Yeah, now comes, you know, some weight is lifted off, but now you've got to make sure this guy gets convicted. You know, there's no technicalities that he could get off of. So yeah, it's a new battle now." Thank you. I know. I can't believe it either. So here's some fast facts. Allen had an alias. We kind of went over this. He was initially booked into Carroll County Jail. Apparently, he was later transported and booked into White County, which is in Monticello, Indiana. I don't think he's 5'4", but that's something after the show we're going to look into. Concealed weapons permit, which I went over. He is married and he has one child. Okay, so I don't know if these are true or not, so we're just going to say these are rumors for right now and leave that there. So just take what I'm going to say with a grain of salt. Updates. I know you probably take this with a grain of salt. Oh, God, I didn't even know that was on there. But I swear my local family is super involved in the Delphi Carroll County community. They dug up the yard last night, per the neighbor. Neighbor had reported that Richard stole something, and the cops came to look for it and apparently found evidence for the double homicide. Wouldn't that be crazy? So maybe he stole something that had nothing to do with the crime, and then so they come looking for whatever he stole, and they stumble upon, who knows, maybe, we've heard rumors of trophies being taken. What if they stumbled, or a murder weapon, something big enough for them to arrest him and say, hey, this is probably the guy. And that is crazy. They arrested him at work at the CVS this morning, so that would have been the 28th, the Friday. They've known about him for a while. Kegan Kline ratted him out as a second user of Anthony Schott's account. I have no idea if this is true, but that's crazy. We're always wondering, where is the connection with the Klines? Like, either the Klines have especially Kegan has the worst luck to be talking with this girl the day she gets murdered, looks up a bunch of weird stuff afterwards, like how long does DNA last? And so, like I said, what I'm reading right now, we don't know is 100% true or not. Right now, we're just going to leave on the speculation rumor side till I can vet this further. A family friend / local attorney told us that Richard voluntarily checked himself into a local mental hospital days after the murder for a 30-day treatment. That is crazy. If you remember in the 2019 press conference where they talk about, that wasn't, I don't think it was the 2019 presser. No, that was before this. This is 2017, excuse me. This is early on, where the FBI agent comes out and says that, look for somebody, a family member or neighbor that has changed his routine or drinking more, not acting right since the murder because it's changed them. So that would be interesting if that's true. So, like I said, all this right now, I don't know as if it's fact or not. So we'll just leave it as rumor until I can dig deeper into this. But that's interesting because we were always wondering what's the connection to the Klines. So that could be the possibility. So here's some pictures of him sitting next to, and I've got. Okay. I'm going to do the side-by-sides, and then I'm going to do the voice comparison for you guys. I'm going to do some deeper work into the voice comparison because I just got back from a 5-day trip, so I'm pretty worn out. But I did do a little side-by-side thing for you guys to see what you guys think. There's not a lot of audio from him right now to go off of, but I did put something together. Grizzly says, and I wonder if he had longer hair before then he started the crew cut thing after. Yeah, that's a good question. Very good question. That is exactly right, Rhonda. Your throat is probably froggy because you spent last week in the dusty element. Yeah, I was in a desert for 5 days straight. So yeah, I am recuperating. So let's let my voice have a rest and let's listen to the voice comparison.
Going down. Settle. Where's the wheelchair coming up? Going down. Settle. Where's the wheelchair coming up? Down. Settle. Where's the wheelchair coming up? Where's the wheelchair coming up? Where's the wheelchair coming up? Down.
Yeah, I've got to play with that a little bit, but right here.
Where's the wheelchair coming up? Where's the wheelchair coming up?
I think I need to turn his, not the guys down the hill. I need to turn his up a little bit louder. But yeah, that's all to work with. But like I said, I can break it down and slow it down a little bit. It takes a long time to do what I need to do, and I just knew I wasn't going to be able to do it before today's show. But I'll slow it down, and I'll even do a couple things with Audacity. But I'll play it one more time for you guys. Like I said, there's not much to go off right now, but we'll play it one more time. I do kind of hear it when you listen to it a bunch. You can hear that it's close. You got to remember the guys down the hill is coming from a compressed video, and it's cut up, and part of it's when he's on the bridge when he's saying guys. So you're probably getting, and plus the phone is, probably in a windy element. So.
Going down.
And that going down, that's his wife.
Where's the wheelchair coming up? Going down. Settle. Where's the wheelchair coming up? Down. Settle. Where's the wheelchair coming up? Where's the wheelchair coming up?
See, that's the good one. This is where I'm going to work on it a lot better because I think this is.
Where's the wheelchair coming up? Where's the wheelchair coming up?
I think it does. But I'll play with it. See if I can clean up the guys down the hill a little bit. As I said, I can't promise anything, but I think it's there. It's just you've got one recording you got recordings from two different environments that are going to completely change the tones of the voice. So, yeah, like I said, Northern, I'm going to work with it and take hers out and play with it a lot more. Just like I said, I just didn't have enough time. I just kind of whipped something together just to kind of match him up. But yeah, I'm definitely going to do, I'm still trying to see if there'll be some other videos of him that might have him talking in it. Yeah, like I said, it's too small of a. You got two samples that are super small, so it's really hard to really, yeah. So let's look at the where do I got it? The sketches here. So we got the young guy sketch, and let's just be honest. The nose is spot on. I mean, spot on. I think the biggest problem with the young guy sketch here, and let me move this so I'm not blocking it here. Okay. So I think the nose was spot on. I think the biggest problem with this young guy sketch is the artist put his lips to his nose too close. He needed to bring those lips down. I mean, it's impossible to match almost anybody's face to this without like, actually really stretching it out and making it not how it should be to actually make it fit. So I think this would have been a lot better um, fit if the mouth was brought down. Then you would obviously, if you would have added the mustache and goatee, I think it would have been pretty close. Thank you so much, Jennifer, for the 99-cent super sticker. You're so awesome. Just checking the chat. I hear him, guys. Yeah, I'm gonna try to see if I can pick out at least one word and really focus on that. Like the best words from Guys Down the Hill and the best word from the samples we have. Like I said, it's not going to be spot on. We're taking it from two different elements, two different environments. It's not going to be an exact match. Can you match with this younger picture? Yeah, so this is the younger picture. Then really, see what they would have done is if they would have took this mustache from the original sketch, added it on there, dropped the lips a little bit. I might do this after I'm done live. They would have just dropped these lips a little bit, added the facial hair, then really his face kind of fits. I don't think he really has the hooded eye. I don't know. What do you guys think? Is that hooded eyes? I mean, I guess it is kind of a little bit. But the nose is spot on though. That and the chin from the young guy sketch, it's pretty well matched up there. Obviously this is a much different nose, but I'd have to say the young guy sketch was kind of on it. Just obviously the top of the hair, he's got crew cut. That's no surprise. Yes, that is correct, Sandra. I believe she is 28 years old right now. Yeah, hooded eyes, yeah. Okay, so we'll look at Google Earth here in just a minute. There's one more thing. So let's just take a few look at some of these pictures. So I'm sure a lot of you have seen this if you've been following the last 2 days. This is really eerie. So there's a picture of his daughter. I forget the date on this one. This is after the murders, but here she is sitting on the Monon High Bridge. A lot of people can't help but notice that she's kind of got the same body type as Libby, which is interesting. So here we got some pictures of them. A lot of the pictures from Kathy's Facebook, it's them out hiking at all these different places. So I tried to take her face out of it. So here they are. Here's kind of the most notable one here. Here he is with the short gray hair. Another picture here. I mean, he does kind of look shorter. I'll be honest. But I wouldn't be surprised if he's a little more 5'5", 5'6". Here he is hiking again. Another picture of him hiking. Another one. Out left and right. At this place, I'll have to kind of see if I can figure out where some of these spots were. So here's another hiking picture, and then this one's interesting. Him kind of clean cut here. Him asleep with his cat on his back here, and then a picture of him when he went swimming. Here he is, all clean cut. I could see where, he could, with clean cut, maybe lose 10 years, Wearing a hat could throw that off. I'm not sure what age this was taken at, but is when he's younger. And then the pool table one. And yep, 29 to 31 inches. Looks like it comes up to his waist right there. So I wonder if we could do some kind of experiment, figure out how tall this guy is. Okay. Then there's a couple of videos that were out, and then there's a few other things that we'll look into. Let's see. This one's interesting because this is it's got that blue jacket that could be do I got it up here? Let me pull that down. Delphi. There we go. Okay. Yep. Let's see, am I blocking it? So it's tough to see, but what's interesting is, there's so many, it could be just a random blue jacket, but it'd be interesting if that was the same jacket, But here's him at a mall or something. Christmas time. Kind of eerie. Looks like he's wearing that same jacket. Definitely, let's see it here. It's tough to say because you got the reflection of her with her phone, but I wish I could see the front of that. But yeah, clearly a blue jacket right there. A little interesting. Huh. Might have to take some screenshots of that. It's just some kind of random videos from his wife's Facebook page. Yeah, we showed that. I'll pull it up one more time as somebody missed it at the beginning. Yeah, it's kind of creepy. Yeah, there it is too. So, like I said, I heard this was at the work, but people are saying this was at the JC's bar. So, okay, so let's close that. Close that. Got a couple more things for you guys. Oh, here's okay. Here's him at the pool table again. Dancing around. Really weird. Yeah, he never smiles. Yeah. Yeah. I think college. I think it was college that she graduated recently. Yeah, I know the one is 28. It could have been a college graduation. Oh, don't forget Tom here. I already took screenshots of the jacket. It's laugh out loud. It's a match. Oh, did you? You'll have to send me a text message. Let me know which one you screenshotted. I'm kind of curious to know. Do you have the video walking when shooting off fireworks and Banjo? Hallelujah is awesome. Oh no. Oh, is that what that was? No, I missed it. If we get time, I'll check that out. Interesting. What's up, Doug from No Thanks Investigates? Thank you for your coverage. Thank you so much for the $5, and thank you for everything you've done for Candace. Yeah, it's an honor. And just I was obviously out there helping Candace for the last 5 days. And maybe down the road we can get together and talk about what we did out there, because it was experience I'll never forget. It was really humbling and surreal to spend time with a family that's, trying to find closure for their missing son. It's been pretty crazy. Um, and yeah, no thanks. They cover a lot of stuff. Doug does. They do amazing work, and especially Dylan Round's case has done a lot of great coverage. Same with Kiely, Rodni, and Julissa Fuentes. So amazing work. Check them out. I wish I wasn't losing my voice. Like I said, I've been out there in that desert with my throat's getting dry. Yeah, it was an honor. It was an honor to help with them and work with to get to work with EquiSearch was amazing. So, okay, so a few more things to touch on. Let's see where we at for time. Okay, so we just hit the hour mark. So here's just a couple of things. Let me pull this over so you guys can see it. There's a few tidbits in here I might have missed. So, according to local news sources, Richard Allen, 50 years old, detained in connection with the long unsolved murder of two young teenage girls in Indiana from 5 years ago. He was arrested and lodged in jail on Friday, October 28th. We talked about that. Okay, so as per the investigation, Libby and Abby went missing while hiking on February 13th, 2017. And we'll talk about that. Please plot it. Proof. Okay, this is what I wanted to read. So this is from Angela Ganot. I hope I pronounced that right. Breaking. We feel confident now to confirm on the record arrests made in connection to the 2017 murders of Libby German and Abby Williams in Delphi. Richard Allen booked into the Carroll County Jail today and then moved to state facility for his safety. I reached out to his family, and we have several crews in Delphi. Stay tuned as we get more information. This is not a name that was ever on our radar with this case, which is true. I mean, we've never heard Richard Allen come up, as far as I know. So it's pretty wild. Let's see, anything. So of course, so this came from Kelsey, who doesn't really do many updates as far as what's going on unless there was actually something going down. So she said, just know how grateful I am for all of you. No comments for now. Any questions, please refer to Carroll County Prosecution's Office. There is tentatively a press conference Monday at 10 a.m. We will say more then. Today is the day. So that conference is going to be on Monday, Halloween, at 10 a.m. It's going to be kind of early for me. And so I'm going to be going live. I'm also going to have Tom. Sorry, Tom just texted me. I'm going to have Steve from True Crime Web on with me. So I'm excited to have him on there. As you know, Steve is former law enforcement. And so he can kind of explain some of the terminology they may use in this upcoming press conference. So I'm really excited to have him on with me. Talk about hiding in plain sight. And they said never not on radar, i.e. he was on radar. Yeah, pretty crazy. Oh, thank you so much, Ashley. Love you all. Thank you, Chris. Thank you so much for the $25. That really helps, as you guys know. And for those that are new, I like to go out and help the missing, along with featuring or covering big cases. I also like to cover the smaller cases that don't get the attention they deserve. And like I said, I just spent 5 days out in the middle of the desert trying to help bring closure in finding Dylan Rounds. Steve M., thank you so much for the $5. Still think there will be more arrests in this case? Ooh. I could realistically see at least 3 involved in connection, but doesn't seem final. So Steve feels like there's more involved, possibly. Interesting. And thank you so much for the $5. Yeah, that is be interesting. Steve has a channel. Yes, it is True Crime Web. And next time I see it pop up by my mods, I will put it up there. Let me just see if there's anything in this article that we haven't talked about. Okay, no. Okay, so we did that one. Okay. Okay, so who is Richard Allen from Delphi? Richard Allen, 50, a licensed pharmacy technician. According to Fox 59, his full name is Richard Matthew Allen. He also known by names Ricky Allen and Rick Allen. That's what it was. Okay, so Ricky and Rick. He is the current suspect in the murders. I talked about him being incarcerated, which we just talked about. Richard's wife shared pictures of her daughter on the same bridge in 2018. So a year later after the murder is when that picture of his daughter sitting on the bridge which she kind of eerily has like the body type of Libby, which is just really eerie. In December 2021, Richard's wife can be seen sitting in the Delphi bar, and a sketch of the Delphi murder suspect appears to be in front of her. That's the picture we kind of looked at. Okay, so now let's look at Google Earth real quick before we go for about another 20 minutes here. I find it curious that he plays with a lot of fire. I'm curious to see if Flora is connected. Yeah, there's always been that kind of stipulation that Flora and Delphi could be connected, as well as the Evansdale murders. But as far as his resident history, he's lived in Indiana for most of his life. But we'll do a deeper dive maybe tomorrow or after the press conference. No rap sheet. Nope. He has no priors that we know about. If he did, they must have not been big and got expunged. So, yeah, he's was able to fly under the radar. I've always felt like they've had DNA. Because they did take, when Kegan was brought in, he did talk about that they took a hair sample, which I think is interesting because they could have just done a cheek swab for DNA. So I think that taking the hair sample means that they may have some hair from the crime scene. Okay, where would I go? Oh, there we go. Make this. Okay, stretch that out to about right there. Okay, this just kind of shows everything and how close everything was. Oh, I should have put his work right there. But anyway, so here we have the Monon High Bridge right here. This is where he caught up to him. This is just an approximate of where the crime scene was, because it's about 50 feet from the creek. So it's about right here from where the bodies were found the next day. Let me. There we go. Now we can see it a little better. So there is this. So for this house here, they have to have this private driveway, which runs under the bridge here, and it leads out down south here, and leads to this intersection, which could, you could get on the Hoosier Highway. But what's interesting is this is where Richard Allen's home is. All he'd have to do is take a right on 200 I think this is 200 north. Take a left, head straight, and bam, he's there in 4 or 5 minutes tops, which is crazy. Also, what's is crazy is the school that Abby and Libby went to is 3 minutes away. This is Delphi Community Middle School, where Abby and Libby went to. So pretty crazy. It's just right there. Maybe he could have done some homework. Could have seen them getting on the bus or whatever. I'm sure maybe we'll find stuff out later on down the road. What's also interesting is that Marathon gas station is right down the street. And then his CVS store. I'm going to have to pull up the Google Earth here. Maybe that river surge had nothing to do with this. Maybe all that jazz was to distract us from this. So I did have a theory. I was talking to Jennifer about this. It would be interesting if, let's just maybe say Kegan Kline, that was just dumb luck that he was talking to his girls. Maybe it had nothing to do, the clients had nothing to do with it. And they wanted all this media attention with the Wabash River surge and wanted the murder sheet to talk about this confession that Kegan, had talked about. And that was all that happened just a month prior to his arrest, this Richard Allen. Could that have been a ploy to keep him comfortable, thinking, oh, like, look, they're going to arrest these guys and make him feel comfortable? That definitely could have happened, for sure. I still feel like the clients are somehow involved. There's some connection. I just don't think it'd be just the weirdest coincidence for it not to be. But I'm sure we'll find out more here pretty soon. Could have exited via the bridge. Would have kept him undercover under the woods. Yeah. Oh, I know what I was going to do. Okay. Rodni Bridge. Directions. CVS store. Gosh, stupid fly. So there is where the store is. So let me just show it from his. So yeah, his work is just 4 minutes away. And then you can see that Main Street just runs right there. As a matter of fact, it would take you to the little parking lot right there. Because that's the Freedom Bridge parking lot right here. You would just take East Main Street, take this 25, loop around. There's your little, one way to get there. But everything is just right here. The girls' school, his home, a Marathon gas station right here. And then that pub, I'm still trying to find the pub. When I pulled it up, it said a different, unless they changed the pub's name. I got to do a little more research, but I think that pub is really close here. Drink crap tons of water, Chris. Thanks for all you do. Thank you so much, Rhonda, for the $9.99. I know. I apologize. I have been in a dusty desert for 5-6 days. So yeah, I need to recuperate. That is true, Molly. The river search was, yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely no argument there. So I'm just checking everybody. See what you guys are saying. Oh, someone said that pub is closed. Oh, interesting. Maybe that's why I couldn't. Yeah, I could not find it on there. "1.7 miles by the closest roadway from his house to the south end of the bridge and private drive." Yeah, thank you so much for the $5, buddy. Yeah, like I said, I've got it. Let's see. Properties, style, color. Oh, it didn't change. Dang it. Anyway, yeah, there's that. little path he could have taken. I mean, he could have easily walked there. He could have went through this park. I mean, there's so many different ways. Obviously, that was his backyard, really. I mean, if you think about it, because this is Deer Creek, right? Or does that flow off to something? But yeah, I mean, this was really his backyard, just 5 minutes away. It's absolutely crazy. So I'm gonna do just a quick recap for those that might have missed the beginning. Just yeah, Steve was. This is crazy. Steve was there when they were doing these warrants, search warrants, which is pretty crazy. He went to Delphi. He says, I walked from the Monon Bridge to downtown in less than a half hour, probably if taken direct route. Could have made it in less than 45 minutes. Wow. Excellent live, Chris. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Louise. That means so much to me. Yeah, I'll get my voice back. Like I said, I've been just working really hard trying to help with that search. Said what a humbling experience. So let's just quickly recap here. So, just in case you guys missed the beginning. So this is Richard Allen. He's 50 years old, would have been 45 at the time of the murders. There's an ID. He says on one ID he's 5'4". Another ID says he's 6 foot, 180 pounds. He's got blue eyes. When he was younger, it looks like he had short, dark brown hair. He now has, gray hair, gray mustache, goatee. Address is 5 minutes away from the bridge. The house that he lives in on 1976 Whiteman Drive. He's lived there since 2006, so he's been there for 16 years. He was born on September 9th, 1972. Oh, I pulled my thing out. Yeah, so one of them, it says he's 6 foot, 165 pounds. Another one says he's 5'4", 180 pounds. I just think that's interesting because it's like either too tall for BG or too small. So I think that was done on purpose. Sorry, stupid fly. The search warrant took place on October 17th, which is 2 weeks ago. They were digging in the flower beds. What was interesting, so this was what's interesting, is that apparently he had stole something, and the police showed up to look for whatever he stole. Now I'll say this is just rumor for now until we can vet this. But the rumor is that he stole something, and then police showed up to go look for that, and then they found something else, and then that triggered the search warrant. But we'll see what comes of that. But anyway, after this search warrant from October 17 and doing digging in the front yard, he would be arrested yesterday on the 28th. Oh, he probably hunted there. Sure. Yeah, he does have a. So he owns a silver Dodge Ram 1500 4x2 3.6 liter 2013. This is what it would look like. This is not the actual vehicle, but this is what it would look like. This is a silver 2013 Dodge Ram. He worked at the CVS store. He got his license in 2018, which is interesting. So he got his license February 21st, 2018, which was exactly 1 year and 8 days from when the girls were murdered. Apparently, apparently Anna, the mother of Abby, had ran into this guy at the CVS. This is a small town, so I guess it's not, too big of a surprise. But what's really crazy is that Becky Patty, the grandparents and the guardians of Libby, went to that CVS store to print out the Young Guy sketch posters. I'm not sure if it's the Young Guy sketch posters or the original sketch. I'm not sure on that one. But he was the one that helped them, and the store didn't charge him. Here you got him sitting at the bar in front of no less than 5 feet away from the Young Guy sketch, which is really eerie. Here he's got a long goatee. Here's a full picture of this one here. Richard Allen does have a concealed weapons permit. Like I said, I do believe the girls were probably controlled with a gun, since there's 2 of them. That makes sense to me. So here's just, February 21st, 2018. That's just his pharmacy thing. And then these are the rumors. So now we don't know if this is true. The rumor is they've known about him for a while. Kegan Kline ratted him out as a second user of the Anthony Shots account. But we don't know if that's true or not. I've got to look more into that. He was arrested at his work at CVS. Oh, and the other big thing I think which is interesting, if true, is a family friend / local attorney said that Richard had voluntarily checked himself into a local mental hospital days after the murder for a 30-day treatment. So, and that goes back to the 2017 press conference with the FBI director talking about keep an eye out for family members, neighbors, acquaintances that since the murder have changed their behavior, started drinking more, depressed, whatever. So I think that's interesting if true. But for right now, that's just considered rumor. Allison says, someone said the CVS people were very sus of him. Interesting. Steve M., I think Kegan and Tony picked up Ellen at the gas station. They have GPS records too, and they all went there, each having roles. It's possible. Oh, Hillis says, oh my gosh, I can't imagine Annie and Becky being that close. I know. Small town. Yeah, so I'm still trying to figure that out. I'm glad you mentioned that, Melissa. What's crazy is that he helped out in the search. So I don't know if that's 100% accurate. I would lean more towards yes than no. But yes, I've heard rumors that he was part of the search, which would not surprise me. I mean, it's a small town. He lives right there. Blend in. Try to touch as much as you can, That would not surprise me. Is that true? Is that true? Why? CVS is the only pharmacy in Delphi? Wow. Wow, that means a lot of people ran into this guy. Tara German, not Becky. Okay. Just kind of checking some of yours. Kelsey, about same age as his kid. Yeah, I think she's a little older. But yeah, pretty close. Get a copy of the search warrant if you can. They're also looking for animal hair. Yeah, I'm waiting for somebody to. They put out a request for that. That would be great to get back. Thank you, Deb. And thank you, Tom, for the $2, buddy. Just seeing. All right, let me catch up here. So anyway, so just to recap, there's going to be obviously press conference this Monday at 10 a.m. Eastern time. So that's 8 p.m. Mountain time and 7 p.m. Is that Central time? Pacific time? Yeah, I think so. So anyway, yeah, so about hour and a half. So yeah, I think we'll kind of end it there. I did try to read some of your guys' messages. I wish I could go a little bit longer, but I feel like my throat is going to give out on me. So, but yes, if you haven't already, please smash that like button before you head on out. Just a quick few updates before we go. Because obviously I've been gone for a week helping to search with Dylan Rounds. I will have a video out. It's going to be a couple days for a regular video and then tons of extra stuff for the members. Tons. And what was the other thing I was going to say? Oh, with the pet pics and stuff, I'll get caught up. I haven't checked my emails because I've been in the middle of nowhere and there's no service. So if you emailed me in the last week, I apologize. I've got to get caught up on a lot of stuff. So I will definitely get on that as soon as I can. And I just want to say thank you guys so much from the bottom of my heart for the support. As you guys know, I try to do as much as I can for the missing, not only just to get the word out, but to actually go out and help. So, and we will continue to do that. So, all the donations that come into this channel, I put right back, into searching the missing. So, I appreciate everybody's donations. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for the mods, for all your hard work. And I just want to say I love you guys. Be safe. Have a wonderful weekend. We'll probably, if not see you Sunday, definitely Monday with Steve. So that's going to be early. So definitely look out for that. So I'm going to play the outro, which is our pet outro. And we'll either see you tomorrow or Monday morning for sure. So love you guys. Talk to you soon.